guys, how are you?
Hi, everybody. Oh, hold on, Perry. Sorry.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hi, how are you guys doing today? Hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. Me and Perry are sick.
Yep.
We should be in the bed, but we got sponsorship obligations to meet today, and so we're gonna do this video the best that we can. So let's start out by paying the bills. Today's video is sponsored by Monk Pack. Is brought to you by Monk Pack. Monk Pack is the delicious, low-sugar, keto-friendly bars that make my day so much better when I'm craving a sweet, healthy snack. Their plant-based and gluten-free bars are the perfect snack for anyone who is trying to eat better or cut back on sugar and carbs without sacrificing taste. Monk Pack's keto granola bars and nut and seed bars only contain 1 gram of sugar, 2 to 3 grams of net carbs, and each bar contains about 150 calories. These bars are so delicious. They taste like some of my favorite candy bars. My favorite is Coconut Cocoa Chip because of its great coconut flavor with the sweetness of chocolate and the satisfying crunch of the nuts. Monk Pack bars come in other delicious flavor like sea salt dark chocolate and caramel sea salt. Plus, they just launched 2 new flavors, peanut butter cocoa chip and dark chocolate cocoa. Also, these bars are not just for people eating keto. They are the perfect snack for anyone looking for a flavorful, great tasting snack with real ingredients and less sugar. These bars are gluten-free, plant-based, non-GMO, and are not sweetened with sugar alcohols. Monk Pack is so confident in their product, it is backed with 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like the product, you can exchange it or receive a refund, whichever you prefer. Go on over to monkpack.com and get 20% off any purchase by using code Sherelle at the checkout, or simply click on the link in the description down below to get 20% off. And there you have it. We've been working with Monk Pack for a long time, haven't we?
Yep.
How long, do you know how long? It's been a long time.
Maybe almost a year, maybe.
Yeah. You guys should really click on the link. It helps me and Perry. But not only that, those granola bars really taste good. Like they give me free ones every month, and we eat them. We tear them up. We tear them up.
They even got Perry's flavor, dark chocolate cocoa.
Perry, not today. I'm really sick. I don't feel good. I'm sweating. I need to be laying down. My body aches, and I cannot forget the fact that you made me sick. Okay? All right?
I guess.
You should be feeling bad. All right. But that nevertheless, work is work. We got to talk about some really good stuff today. We're going to talk about Will Smith being boycott. Okay. We're going to talk about, Wendy Williams.
Yeah, sad.
It's sad. It's sad. We're going to talk about Chris Brown. Now, this Chris Brown happened a couple days ago, but I was just too sick to respond to it. Somebody really sent me what's the word, like hate mail because of what I said about Chris Brown. So I'm going to deal with that first before everybody gets in the room, because listen, this is the people's channel. I let you come on here and say what you want to say, and then I'm allowed to say what I want to say. What, you guys think I just let you talk and then I can't say anything? Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So let's get into it, because this all kind of ties in together. I made a video. I can't even remember. Like, we've made so many videos. I'll do a video and just move on to the next and forget all about it. It's just that's how it's become like second nature. But I did a video a while back in which I said a couple things. I am sick of the cancel culture. I'm sick of the cancel culture because it's always business oriented. Somebody doesn't want somebody to make money. It's a racket designed to get the public involved so you could do some businessman's dirty work. That's how I feel. Sick of the cancel culture. Sick of the cancel culture. And then everybody's going to get canceled? Like, I'm just tired of it. I look at it as a racket. So we all know last week, the American Music Awards invited Chris Brown, invited him to come and perform allegedly found out he was doing the Michael Jackson tribute, and then it was rumored that the head guy, I can't think of his name, said he didn't want a person that hit women. Can I say that word?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Honoring a guy that does bad things to children.
Right,
Okay,
right.
I got to talk in code because it's crazy. Okay, and so they just canceled him at the last minute. He had been practicing for weeks and whatnot, and then they came out and said, "Oh, we had a what do they call that when you have differences in the performance?" I can't think of the word
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
they said something like they got some kind of I mean, they had some kind of disagreement, or
Yeah.
what he wanted to do didn't fit that mode that they was
Right.
looking for. I can't remember the name of it either.
I can't either, child. Y'all got to work with me.
There's some kind of differences, but it wasn't due to Chris. It was just
Yeah.
they didn't want that performed or something, some type of shit.
And I came out and said bull
Mhm.
s, okay? And this woman, I never get this man. I never get this man when people have their own opinions, because what? They're like buttholes. We all have one. You state your case and I state mine.
Mhm.
She wrote me this letter. It started in the comment section. Wrote me this letter. I can't believe you support women being mistreated, the A word. And how dare you? And you're a woman, you should know how that feels. And I'm like, who said I supported anybody putting their hands on a woman?
No
Okay.
damn body.
What I said is this is financially motivated. They didn't want Chris Brown to perform. They don't want Chris Brown to be around, period. That's my opinion. They don't want Michael Jackson to get credit for being a talent. They want you to look at him as a child person.
Right.
I gotta watch my language.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but and that's something that he never got proven guilty of neither.
Michael Jackson
Right.
never got charged with anything, convicted of anything. We had the trial. I told you I feel like it was all motivated behind the publishing rights. Okay, so this is what business people do. They sprinkle just a little bit of rumors out there and rely on you guys getting all upset and to do the rest of the work for them.
Mhm.
Even though, and I found this, even though Aaron Carter came out, the late Aaron Carter came out and said his own parents wanted him to pretend like Michael Jackson did something to him and they were going to sue him for money. Do you guys remember this? Let's see if this is it. I found this.
His biggest regret was settling that first lawsuit. Remember that one boy?
Now listen to this. I have to tell you this.
Okay.
So after I left the party, I get back to the Sheraton Hotel at Universal. There's 4 FBI agents waiting for me in the hotel room. And I looked over at my mom and I was like, "Are you serious, Mom?" I was like, "What is going on here? Why are you letting this happen?" And she goes, "Oh, well, I think something happened. I think something." I'm like, "Really? That man did nothing but be hospitable, kind, loving, giving. What the fuck is this?" And I looked at my mom. I go, "Are you really trying to go at Michael and use me for a money grab? Are y'all crazy?" I said, "What you think I'm gonna do? Tell you that Michael did something bad so that we can sue him for money? That's sad, man. This life can be sad if you let it.
Yeah.
It could be really lonely and really sad if you let it."
Now, he just outed his own parents. There were a lot of people that came out, but you don't hear about that. You want to hear about the accusers who sued people numerous times. You don't want to you don't hear about the accuser whose own son came out the first time and said, "No, it's not true." So, this is all money motivated. And so weak people, remember this. Business people confuse you so they can use you. Okay?
Yep.
There's so much going on with that Chris Brown situation. It's not even funny. So they didn't want him to rep Michael Jackson, even though he has done it before. Let me see if I found this clip. Here it is. Let me put this clip up here. Even though this would have been nothing new. Because remember, the whole Rihanna thing happened 13 years ago. Let me see if I can play this. Hold on. Even though I have to turn the music down, we have seen him perform and honor and contribute to Michael Jackson before. But now all of a sudden, 13 years later, we can't have it done. This is Chris Brown. This is not Michael Jackson. This is Chris Brown. We've seen it before. Now all of a sudden, it's such a big deal. This has nothing to do with women getting their hands put on them. Men putting their hands on women. This has everything to do with business. You invite him. You knew before you invited him. He had these allegations against Rihanna.
Yep.
But it's so much more to that. It's so much more. You listen, DV is a serious thing. I don't take it lightly. I do not take it lightly. But you know what? Both sides have to be responsible. And let me tell you what I mean by that. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, Perry, but this happens with women a lot. They'll get into it with their guy, husband, whatever. And you get out of your bed, you go help in the middle of the night. And then before you get back home, she's at his house. When you go back, these people will drain you. These people will drain you. So if you're a victim, you have an obligation to do something about it. Okay, you're not going to get me caught in that cycle where I'm helping you every 5 minutes and then I turn around. Every woman, so now they have a list of women. Oh, he did this. He pushed someone out of his tour bus. Well, first of all, Rihanna came out and said, we're fine. In fact, she dated him after, forgave him. According to her, she started it. I don't care if you're male, female, nobody's allowed to put their hands on anybody. Point blank, period.
Right.
I mean, it gets deep. But anyway, Karrueche said that she took out a restraining order. She did not go through with this restraining order and came out 3 weeks later saying lovely things about him. So here's the thing. I see a bigger picture. Okay? I see that every time somebody they don't want someone to have power, then all of a sudden, here comes these things about some people. And then other people they'll let slip through the cracks. Don't become the legwork for some lazy ass businessman.
Mm-hmm.
I seen them do it to Michael Jackson. Okay? And maybe if it just happened and then they came out and said, listen, you just did this. We don't want you to perform.
Mm-hmm.
But years later, everybody said, well, the Karrueche thing happened in 2018. Well, why didn't she say something about it in 2018? Why didn't they come out and say something about it in 2018? I just see a bigger picture. I see that rich businessmen use the cancel culture to their advantage.
Right.
To their advantage.
It's almost like double jeopardy, really, if you think about it. Like, and I understand what people say, like, nobody condoned this DV.
No, I'm a woman. Why would I want anybody
I know,
to be a
but
victim?
Sometimes people would take it as if you ain't crucifying somebody that wasn't proven guilty, right? Mm-hmm. So on one hand, people will say, you know what? I'm innocent until proven guilty. But with certain things, they just automatically put that tag on you regardless, right? And basically what you said, everybody got a responsibility.
Yeah, when it comes to DV.
A man got a responsibility not to be doing it. Mm-hmm. And the female got a responsibility, if it's done, get away from it or report it, right? So at a certain time, nobody's justifying anything. It's just, it is what it is. But the reason why I say like double jeopardy, you know how people can go to trial for something? Mm-hmm. If they get off of it, you can't try them for that again? Yeah. Well, and most people say, oh yeah, well, this person got this reputation that was never proven guilty, right? Mm-hmm. So, and they was tried in the media when a fight come out and Chris Brown did something. Mm-hmm. The media knew about it. So if they were so outraged, now you can go into your counsel mode if that's what you want to do. Mm-hmm. But don't excuse him for years and years. And then now that he's not on this music awards, now coming, oh yeah, well, they had the right to. And trust me, these people vet people all the time.
They knew
They-
about Chris
They
Brown.
knew his thing, so they had another motive. But people like that will bring you in knowing that. And if we have a change of moment where we don't want to do it, we can. This is our out by saying we can't risk our reputation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
you knew it all the time coming into it.
I am
think it's messed up.
sick of the games. I am sick of the games. I'm sick of the cancel culture, period. I'm just sick of it.
Mhm.
And it's like the fad these days. And if you don't go along with the crowd, oh, something's wrong with you. You mean to tell me that Sherelle has no sympathy for a DV victim and that I support it? I wish I knew who you were. I was so upset that I was sick. Like, what? No,
I mean,
I'm
really-
saying you don't invite somebody that you know have a past. Tell everybody he's coming on. Go ahead and get the free promo and then cancel him days later before
Right.
the show's to air.
And if
Who does
people
that?
at time, we can say one thing and people will run with the next. If you didn't completely hear the whole thing, I get it. But don't come back and now excuse
It's just
make me out to be
outrageous.
guilty when I didn't say the things. Because sometimes people just
Grow the fuck up.
is really at the same time, we all got an opinion and we sit here and say it. And ain't on no damn show, we out here promoting hatred, and a number of this stuff. We're not doing that.
Mhm.
Just please.
And it gets worse. So then Kelly Rowland came out in support of Chris Brown. And now, how dare Kelly Rowland cancel Kelly Rowland? You want to cancel Kelly Rowland too? Cancel Kelly Rowland. Bow Wow made a speech yesterday saying that Chris was his best. Oh, Chris, cancel Bow Wow. I can't.
You know what's sad though?
I
These
can't.
same people probably brought Chris Brown's album or CD after the Rihanna thing. So I'm just saying, like, people want to pick and choose when they want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't really believe in the cancelization kind of thing, but I feel like this. If you don't like how a person act or a company or whatever,
Mhm.
you don't have to use their services. You don't have to buy as an individual.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna come out here and try to get all y'all to say, hey, let's band together. Because people gonna think how they want to think. If a person ain't canceled somebody right now, they probably didn't want to cancel them. Just my
Speaking
opinion.
of the cancel culture, it's getting ridiculous. Selena says it would be no slander of my husband of CB haters. I mean, I don't know. Chris Brown, I don't get it. Over a performance we've already seen this performance. Now all of a sudden it's a big deal. But let's move on to the biggest that's really bothering me. Cancel culture is Will Smith. Okay, we all seen the debacle with Will Smith. I mean, how long did we talk about Will Smith, Perry? Oh my God.
Damn near 2 or 3 weeks straight, wasn't it?
it was everywhere. He did a bad thing. Don't
Was
get
he
me
right?
wrong.
Was he
Don't
wrong?
go-
Was he right? Was he wrong?
Don't go saying that I support what Will Smith did. I'm not saying that. He should have never went on stage and did what he did. As a matter of fact, not only do I not support what he did, I think Jada should be canceled right with him. If you ask me, Jada should be canceled also. But he paid the price, okay? Everybody turned on him. He's banned from the academy. He can't come. He got kicked out. He can't even vote anymore, right? Oh, let me back up a little bit. I'm African American, but my grandmother is 100% Native. They have, and you guys might not know about this. They have this bill called ICWA in front of the Supreme Court, which is a lot of Native Americans. They have different laws than the rest of us because of what happened to them in the past and because of to save the culture, to save it, because it's already a small population of natives. Even though this is their land, let's be real, we put them to reservations and we know the history, right? But they have this bill in Supreme Court. They're saying that you cannot adopt a Native American if you are not Native American. That's a way of preserving their culture. So what they're trying to do is they're suing a non-Native person is suing for discrimination. But with that, they're going to lose all of their laws. Okay, and they're going to reclassify Natives as white. And really, and it's all money motivated because they get paid. Instead of paying taxes, they get paid. They have all these benefits. The casinos, makes money for them. They live by a separate thing, but they get a lot of financial benefits. What I'm saying is, if this law goes through, the Native culture as we know it will be canceled. People have a way of rewriting history. So I was talking to my son. They have a way of rewriting history. I was talking to my son the other day about the movie Roots, and he was like, "What's that?" I'm just saying how people rewrite history to make it what they want it to be. We watched Roots so much we got sick of the damn thing, right? I was talking to him about the Tulsa Massacre. What's that? So what happens is you have to fight to preserve your culture. People might not realize it, but so Will Smith is going to be doing a movie called Emancipation about a slave photographer that took pictures during slavery and preserved it served as evidence of what was really happening. Because you could say, well, no, but if you have pictures to preserve it, it's like a uplifting story, but it's about slavery and what happened. We can't erase that. It is what it is. So for me, these movies are a little piece of history that needs to be preserved. Will Smith did a fabulous job. Everyone's giving him rave reviews. He comes out, he says, I know I'm not going to get an Oscar for it. That's not why I do it. But people are trying to ban him, saying he should never be in movies again because of what he did to Chris Rock. Cancel culture. Cancel culture. Let me play a little bit of snip of this interview he did.
Trailer for this film came out. It was October 3rd. I aired the trailer on the air. I got off the air, and a lot of people came up to me where they're like, I can't wait to see that movie. I'm definitely going. One or two people go, I don't know if I'm ready yet, obviously, because of what happened with the Oscars and everything. And I know this is a question people are asking you, but I genuinely want to know what you would say to somebody who feels that way, because I believe in second chances. I believe that you were brilliant in this, and I didn't see Will Smith up there. But what do you tell people if they say, I'm not ready yet, that it's too soon or something?
I completely understand that. If someone is not ready, I would absolutely respect that and allow them their space to not be ready. My deepest concern is my team. Antoine has done what I think is the greatest work of his entire career. I think, Bob Richardson, you was talking about, Bob did just brilliant work, and Ben, Charmaine and Naomi, Francine, the people on this team have done some of the best work of their entire careers. And my deepest hope is that my actions don't penalize my team.
People don't want this movie to come out. They don't want it to make money. They encourage people to go see it. It's a true story. They're saying this man did an amazing job. How much more can we punish him? I'm not even saying what he did was right. I'm saying I have a 19-year-old that knows nothing about slavery because they give us 4 pages in our history book, and that's it.
Right.
I don't understand it. Well, what should we make a move out the United States?
Well, I mean, Sherelle,
It's a bigger picture here for me.
In life, it's going to be a lot of things you ain't going to understand. And one of them in this world are individuals, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got their own mindset, and it's okay. If for that one individual, if they didn't want to go and see Will Smith, and Or if they chose, I'm gonna hate this individual for the rest of my life. That's fine. That's your independent choice,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I just feel like for me, you can make any decision you want to based on anything, right? And just say, well, hey, I'm not going to, support that guy. That's fine. But when you try to cause a class action,
Yeah.
and go out there and beg and plead to have somebody destroy somebody else's livelihood just because you don't like them, you don't have to support them. That's why I think we got a problem. And these same people will come back and say, oh, yeah, he don't have the right to make a movie. Has this man committed a crime? If anybody want to prosecute him, it would be Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Or if you so in love with the Academy, why didn't the Academy press charges? Because they couldn't. Now, they took away his right to coming back. But you know what? Who gives a damn about the thing? You know what? Because when people make a movie, they sign a contract. I'm going to act for you for a certain amount of pay and royalties. With no guarantee of getting a little damn golden statue or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
Nobody, I mean, the hell with that show, the Academies, right? Because on one hand, they ain't for them damn self, right? Now, nobody's condoning what Will said, but for the people who all want to come at him and say he should never work again, you didn't have that same energy for all those other people who got Oscars who had a shitty past. And I'm not going to go down the list.
We're not going to go down the list again.
No, at all. No, I'm just saying that's irrelevant. I'm just saying, but if you're going to have that energy, and these same people right now, crying, I couldn't sleep last night knowing he was in this movie. Look, but you can sleep when people out here getting emmed, okay?
Yeah.
And I don't see you at no protest outside of a courthouse demanding justice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So really, sometimes people walk past the mirror. I know we all got one in the house, but sometimes stop and look in it and realize who the hell you are.
Ooh.
Just saying.
I mean, I think it's ridiculous. I feel that we need more movies to talk about our history, American history. It happened. What, are we going to erase it? Now we want to get rid of a whole culture. They want to get rid of Native Americans. Now they want to pick and choose what movies come out. Like, it's...
And Sherelle, can I correct something? Because you just said that too, and I don't want us to get too far gone. Because when you said, they get a lot of benefits and stuff like that, you're going to have some people that can take it out of context and say, oh, she act like they making all this free money. No, they get those things to overlook how they was treated and how their land was taken from them and how they don't got put on reservations. And it's not that much. At the end of the day, it's not enough.
I mean, after what so my grandmother is Native American. I don't consider myself Native American, but I identify as African American, but still, they deserve that.
Right.
Just think about what happened to them. Please stop. Mistakes were made in the past in American history with Jewish people, African people, Native Americans. It happened. We can't cover it up. Right. It is what it is. Let me read these really quick. He didn't slap me. Team Will for real. Really, Chunky? Really? I might not agree with everything on Sherelle's platform, but this is an important discussion and platform. Thank you, Brian. We are moving past wokeism in America. Oh my God. Everything cancel, everything cancel, everything cancel, everybody. Oh, we got a lot. Preach, Pastor Perry. That's sweet. Another one. I have evolved. Cancel culture is toxic. Thank you, Bonji. Cancel culture is toxic. And it's a distraction from some real issues that need spotlights. People need grace and second chances, except for R. Kelly. Well, not everybody needs a second chance, but most people. R. Kelly, we've been dealing with R. Kelly for years, decades. We've been knowing about R. Kelly. This is not something, you know what I mean? So that's different, but I'm just really sick of cancel culture. And I don't know. And if I just think it's financially motivated. It's real easy to say cancel a person, get rid of them.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's used to prosecute somebody without taking them to court. Sherelle, you can believe one thing about this one person, and I can believe the totally opposite. But we can base on whether we support that person as an individual. But for us to act like we the judge and jury to prosecute a person, because basically that's what cancellation is, right? Ain't nobody in this chat saying, oh, you know, my grandmother tried to cancel my neighbor. No, broke people don't get canceled. Right? You just
I
overlooked
guess
it,
you're
okay?
right. No, Perry, I never looked at it that way.
I'm only saying, and then that's why you get to be leery about it too. Because we know how propaganda can just get out there and people can just run wild, drop some stuff to set the seed. You can portray somebody as being somebody they're not just for their money. Like for me with the Michael Jackson thing, come on now. All that stuff was this man had a lot of money and had a lot of things that people worked with him and all this and knew, and they wanted those items. How do you get it? I can't walk up to him and ring his doorbell and ask for him. He's not going to give them to me. I got to find manipulative ways around it.
Don't people see that? That was Tommy Mottola. How come people don't see that the cancel culture is business related? I just don't get it. And also, have you noticed, Perry, that United States, I love living here. We're not perfect. It's becoming a rich and poor system, and they're pushing out the middle class.
Sure, I know. I mean, before I lose this thought, because sometimes, you know, it come and go with me. Everybody was out there wanting to cancel Kyrie Irving, right? They want to cancel him.
Right.
But you ain't hear a damn peek out of Brett Favre.
Oh my God, I forgot about Brett Favre.
No, I'm just giving you something sort of relevant, right?
Yeah.
You act like Kyrie robbed a person. And even if you don't like what he said or agree with it, he didn't harm a person physically.
Yeah.
But you got a person that's taking money from people in Mississippi? And no, I ain't heard matter of fact, they didn't get past A, B, to ever get to C counseling a motherfucker. They just didn't.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, and I think there's like, we all can agree, like, if you don't like somebody, just boycott them or just don't mess with them, right? But we always been that way. But this cancel word, you feel like, well, yeah, you know, we shouldn't do business with. No, you shouldn't. It should be an individual choice what a person want to do.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
You don't get to form a group to behold yourself. If you know, I'm just saying. But go ahead, Sherelle. Sorry.
The cancel culture is toxic, like Bonji said. It's getting out of control, and it's like the it thing. Okay, we're not liking, I don't know, so and so this month. Okay, let's cancel them. It's getting ridiculous, and more people are recognizing that it's getting ridiculous. Slow down, everybody. Don't believe what you see on social media right away. I mean, because, you know, information is going like this. All the rumors that go out so quick, like that whole Shanquilla thing. I'm still covering the case today. I mean, also about Shanquilla, but people are just adding stuff to it now. Like the FBI has not said one word. People are saying, oh, there's a S tape out there. Oh, I'm the one. And it's just, everybody needs to take a breather and slow down. It's like society's just running like this, and it's just, oh, okay, this person cancel. But I just wanted to talk about that. I'll bring up questions if anybody wants to talk about it later. But we got to move on to a sadder subject. Miss Wendy Williams.
Damn.
I'm not gonna. I mean, look, I'm just keeping you updated on Wendy Williams. We know. We've talked about Wendy on this channel till I am blue in the face. Okay. But, you know, it was announced a couple weeks ago that she was out of rehab and she was doing so good and she was ready to do her podcast. And then things start coming out. We got Tommy again, upset, back that she's back to partying and not seeing her son. They said she has not seen her son, refuses to talk to him since she got home from rehab. But it's this disturbing video that surfaced yesterday.
Well, no, it was a couple days ago, I think.
A couple days ago?
Yeah.
Where she looks drunk. I'm gonna let you guys see it. You guys tell me what you think.
How you doing?
Fine, thanks.
You looking good?
Thank you. Can I have your hand, please? Can I have your hand?
Oh,
Somebody's hand.
somebody.
Take your hand. Thank you. Can you walk forward, please?
Yeah.
I've said
Yeah,
it before.
it's sad, though.
It's
I
no
mean,
more we
you
can
know,
say. I mean,
no.
she's asking the paparazzi for their hand so she can get into her building. She's by herself. She's by herself. I don't know. And I know a lot of people get upset when I report about this. They're saying, leave her alone. You're, you know, making money off of her or something like that. But it's true. I don't want anything bad to happen to Wendy
Nobody does.
Williams.
Nobody does. Like Wendy is everybody. She's a celebrity.
Mhm.
And like the same thing, you know, people can say that. But then if she had a new movie come out tomorrow, Dad wants you to report on that.
Yeah.
Or it could not be a movie. It could be if she got a new boyfriend and looking happy, Dad wants you to report on it. I mean, you just reporting on the state how you see her, and nobody is rejoicing because she's looking that way.
No.
It's quite sad. You know what I'm saying?
Anyway, according to her brother, it's not drugs anymore. It's simply alcohol. I can't talk about this no
Yeah.
more. I mean, it's just, listen, I will say this. I will say this, and then I'm done. Recovery. This is why they call it a disease. Might not happen on the first time. Might not happen on the second time. Might not ever happen. It's something, and I've never been an addict. I'm being told that they deal with on a daily basis. So
Yeah. It's
I
not
don't
easy.
know.
It's not easy being addicted to anything.
Yeah, well,
Anything.
that's true.
It don't have to be drugs. It could be
Well,
sodas,
soda,
sweets,
could be
food,
cigarettes.
cigarette. Now that's bad.
That's for yeah,
'Cause I've been dealing with that for years, and I just know it's
yeah,
bad. It's hard.
yeah, yeah,
So just saying like it's so nobody's acting like it's easy.
yeah, yeah. And I'm not even judging her for it. I'm just saying this is where she's at. The family's back having problems.
Well, I just wish her the best, and you know, because it's really sad to see somebody go through all that and to work to get to be who she is, to finish off that way. You know what I'm saying? Like when you hit retirement, you
I
want that
mean,
just
all
to
we can
bury
do,
the
Perry, is pray.
right.
Maybe this is just part of her journey. Like I said, you don't know. Sometimes you struggle with people with addiction till you're blue in the face and you give up. And one day they just wake up and say,
Enough is enough.
I'm done.
Yeah, right. That's true.
It's a lot, people. It is a lot. Let's start taking questions. Hold on, I gotta get rid of some of this stuff. Hold on. I gotta clear the room because I got preloaded them. And
I
so
got you.
I don't have any space.
I ain't got no problem.
Huh?
You don't have to explain a damn thing to Perry.
Hey, Buzz.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Pia.
What's up, Buzz? What's up, Bill?
We got
Hey.
a lot to talk about today. Buzz, you sound out first. What do you want to talk about first?
Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the quick subjects first. Will Smith absolutely deserves a second chance. Come on now, let's just stop. He already got dragged. His wife got dragged. We need to preserve history. Like, even from when I went to school, people don't even, and even then, it was just a chapter in history books. Now, like you said, it's 2-3 pages.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need to preserve our history. Like, I don't even think kids even know about Black History Month anymore. Like, it's ridiculous.
It's
So,
ridiculous. These are little parts of history. And if
yeah.
he could bring the story to life in a way that's entertaining, because my son has never seen Roots.
Mm-hmm.
And when you said that, I was like, what? And then, like, it just really made me understand how, even though I'm not that much older, how far removed and how life is just changing. Like, he was like, what's that? And all I'm like, wow, our history is really disappearing.
It
Right.
really is.
And Buzz, if y'all think that's bad, what if Kanye would have wrote the 3 pages?
Oh wow.
We would have thought we came over here for a vacation. Just saying.
I can't. Okay. Go ahead, Buzz. What else?
Okay, so about Wendy. Now, she's definitely got her struggles, but this particular video I'm upset about. And
Why?
I didn't want to, and at this point, and I'm going to tell you and Perry and a couple other people, I'm stepping away because at this point, if we can't help her, I'm not going to be one of the people that's going to keep exploiting and putting out videos.
Okay,
And
so people accuse me of that. How's it exploiting? How's it exploiting?
well, okay, well, you, I don't think so. I think that you're just trying to bring awareness like I was when I would tell people stuff, or it was more so like somebody needs to help her. But then I'm starting to see that people just want to poke fun or not care. So it's like at this point, if this exposure is not going to help her, I got to step away because I feel bad.
So
And
you're saying people are reporting on the story because it's a story. There's no compassion there and no caring.
exactly, and particularly this last video, because I don't think she was intoxicated. She has lymphedema, which means she keeps telling people. Everybody's laughing. She has 5% feeling in her feet, and everybody laughed about her showing her feet on TMZ, but that's what her feet look like. Can you imagine walking on that? So she has to look down so she can see where she's going because she's too stubborn to get a wheelchair or a cane. She said that in her interview. You know, she did a really good interview last week. And she said that too, that she's supposed to be in a wheelchair, but she's too stubborn to do it. I'm not saying she's not out here drunk. I mean, we saw her all over New York. If you want to find Wendy, heck, if I really wanted to find her, she was literally in the streets before she went to rehab. So I'm not saying, and I'm not even saying I think she's fully recovered, but I just felt bad because I really do feel like she was having trouble walking. And the fact of the matter that paparazzi didn't even help her, that was sad. Like, you can't help her. You can get your story, you can get your photo. She's really good about that. She don't be mean to paparazzi. She's nice to paparazzi. Help her into the building. You got your picture, help her into the building. Whether she's drunk, sober, or sick, well, it doesn't matter. She needed help.
I agree with some of that. Unfortunately, with that being said, I still have to report on it.
No, you report. I feel as though you report just because, like you said, to keep us updated. And I don't think you come from a malicious heart. And even some of these people that report it, I don't think they do it to be malicious. It's more so the people in the comments. So let me reframe that, because some people that I know who report
No. You're fine, Buzz. I mean, I'm part of that culture, the blogs and all of that.
No, but I don't. But some of these people that are behind the blogs, I don't think they do it to be malicious. I do believe it's more people in the comment section, because you put a story out, and here come these people in the comment sections. They want to just go in. It's the same thing with the whole escape thing, and it's so funny because it went from we're having a disagreement. And that been going on. This disagreement's been going on, but now because it's viral, it made it even worse. I just feel like social media makes things from bad to worse.
Yeah,
now,
that's true. It's true. It's true. It's
like
totally true.
You can take a situation. It was so funny because somebody pointed that out, and like I said, with the escape situation, it was like Tasha's been said she was going solo. Tasha been stepped away. They've been doing shows without her, but because of this whole thing going viral, everybody's now nitpicking and saying this and that. And it's like, no, that's not what happened. So I don't know, and I don't know what I'm thinking, because I do want to be part of this industry. I don't know. Maybe I
forgot you're a blogger.
Listen, that's why I stopped. I think I'm an empath. I think I feel too much. That's why I think.
But for some reason, you're really passionate about Wendy, and you really care. You felt bad about the whole situation.
I mean, for a long time, I always thought she was
I just feel like, I don't know. I think it was because I saw her mom, and everybody was treating her since she was a little kid. So everyone's not. Yeah, she's not. Her reputation. It was not the nicest, but anybody who's met her says she's totally different, myself included. Then on top of that, she's dealt with a lot. So I don't know. I just feel bad. When you see her walking out there, can hardly walk. How can you not feel bad? Jess Hilarious was going off on people in the comment section because she was so mad about how they got in.
But Buzz, let me say this.
What?
and then I'm going to take the questions.
Go ahead.
Is some of the people explaining her? I mean, there's other family members talking about it.
Yeah.
They're the ones going to the press.
Kevin's about to do another 2-part article. He just
No, I
yes.
can't with Kevin.
I will send you. I'll send it to the hotline. It's Kevin already posted that he's about to do a 2-part article, and I forget what magazine it's about to be in. He's talking about, it's called The King Behind the Purple Chair.
I can't. Go ahead, Pia, sound off.
Well, as far as Will Smith is concerned, I already said this beforehand. I don't believe in cancel culture. I think it's the stupidest thing that I've ever heard in my whole entire life. I don't really care if he makes movies. My only issue is that just take some responsibility, take some accountability. You did what you did. You apologized for it. And I understand that it was uncomfortable for him to talk about it in the interview. I get it. But my thing is shying away from it and not calling a thing a thing.
What did you want him to say, Pia?
Yeah, because you just said you want to take accountability, but then you said he apologized.
What I'm saying is when the interviewer had asked him about it, I would have simply said, well, I do apologize for my actions that night. Not only did I disappoint myself, but I, assaulted, a fellow friend of mine. Hopefully we can get
Pia,
back to that.
Didn't he apologize twice?
I don't ever remember him apologizing. I don't remember that. I remember his publicist apologizing and his wife saying that she wants to do a red table talk about it for healing purposes, aka ratings. I don't ever remember him apologizing for it. I remember it was his publicist that did that.
He apologized on social media. Remember, I read it and he posted it. It wasn't in person when he said he was going to go away and fix himself. Do you remember this now?
Yeah, I remember that part. Yeah, I do. I remember that.
So every time we see Will Smith, do we have to have an apology?
No, we don't need to have an apology, but I mean, just simply, obviously my thing is, I guess what I'm trying to say is, my thing is everyone's going to bring it up in interviews. Everyone's going to talk about it because for some reason, people just don't know how to get over something when it happens. Mm-hmm. My thing would be, yeah, it happened. I'm sorry. I'm apologetic for it. Let's move on and talk about, this movie that I'm making. I would just be very cut and dry and to the point when it comes to that. And as far as Wendy is concerned.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Angel, respond to what Pia said. Do you agree with her?
As far as Will Smith and being able to continue on, in one part I do agree with her because I feel that the slap happened, it happened, and you can't expect, because it's so polarizing, but you as Will Smith can't expect the world to move on without being asked that question. He'll be asked that question until the end of his days, to be honest.
You're saying this is a part of what happens when you do things like that.
Exactly. This is penance.
Okay, now I can get with that, but when you say take accountability, I felt like he did that. Even when he said, I understand that people might not be ready to watch the movie because of my actions. I thought that was right. He wasn't like, well, it's done. He took that. He was like, I understand, but I get what she's saying. She's saying she wants a more public admission, a more public apology, because she's right. Let's just be honest. A lot of apologies were via social media or via his publishers. It was never a public apology. But to that being said, even if he did do that today, he was still, I feel like he would still have to keep doing it. So it wouldn't have mattered even if he did say, I apologize.
Right.
And I think the real reason
they'll still keep asking him.
And I think
they'll always ask him.
Right. And they're going to keep asking him because it's Will Smith. They're not used to seeing him coming out of pocket. We're used to seeing him being a family man, being funny, making people laugh. And that's what's really sad and annoying about it, is that it's always going to come up when he's in an interview. But as far as Wendy is concerned, that's just sad. And I'm so sick of people documenting. I'm not talking about you, Sherelle. You have to do this.
It's okay. I take full accountability.
But I'm so sick of certain, and they know who they are, so I'm not going to name any names. using this woman's downfall in mental health and physical health for a story. They don't give a damn about this woman.
In the bloggers and people's defense journalists, we didn't make up the story. It's happening.
No, we're
Can I
not
say
saying that.
something?
We're not saying
No, we're not saying that. Yes, it happened. We also know that she's been dealing with a lot, especially from Kevin, for years. And she just had a break. She just relapsed. And frankly, I think she went back to work too soon. She basically was like, look at me, I'm fine, when really you're not. It's okay. You've made your money. You are a legend in the industry. It's okay. You can go away and get help. You have more money than anyone. It's fine. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. But when
May I say something? Oh. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay. I was like, when I'm
Go ahead, Pia. Finish. Oh, you're done?
Tom,
Hey.
always saying something.
What were you going to say, Angel?
What I was going to say is that as far as Wendy is concerned in this last video, my aunt has that same condition. And she didn't come across to me that she was drunk. It came off to me that she was unstable.
Right.
And as Buzz was saying is that, she is too stubborn to get a wheelchair or even walk with a cane.
But Angel, would the family lie? They're saying that she ain't even speaking to her son.
But I think that's why she doesn't have her son close to her.
Oh, ooh. What are you saying?
It's because I think that she's trying to stay guarded.
Oh.
I think she's just trying to stay guarded from all the people that's around.
And no one's saying that the family is lying. I just think people overshadow. And I think they're doing the same thing with her that they did with Whitney Houston. They're using drugs and this is true. She's definitely have her issues. We definitely need to announce that she has. Let's just be honest. Whether it's drugs or not, we know for a fact, well, almost for a fact, we're going to say allegedly, that she's definitely allegedly she's an alcoholic, and it's severe alcoholic. But we're not taking that away. But what we are saying is we also have to acknowledge her health issues that's way outside of that has nothing to do with her alcoholism. I'm not saying it. Listen, as much as I don't like Tommy, and as much as I think that he's a clout chaser,
did you just come straight out and say it?
Yes. I don't know. Absolutely not. But I think that he's absolutely.
I don't like him either.
Let me be honest. Do I think he's an absolute liar? No, I do not. But I think what he does is he used these stories about his sister to get clout, because he knows that I know something that'll get the blogs going. Whether it's, I'm not saying that he's lying, but I, as a sibling, I wouldn't do that to my sibling.
I wouldn't do that to my sister either, and I think that he's doing that in part to annoy her.
Oh, yeah.
I think a part of that is just to try to grab her attention and annoy her. But if that was my sibling, I couldn't imagine doing something like that.
I mean, I told y'all to speak your mind, but y'all can hold a little back. Hold on, Brandon. Let me read this really quick. If Rihanna has moved on, what's the problem? He who has not sinned cast the first stone.
Yeah.
God has forgiven us all at some point. This is true.
Yep.
But Chris do not deserve a second chance. You people, me, grow up. Ooh, thank you, not listed. Okay.
Well, here's the thing with Chris Brown. Does he deserve a second chance? Yes. And he keeps getting chances, but he keeps ruining them. Every single
chance he had.
Hold on, let me let Brand speak. Brand, start with Chris. Go ahead.
Honestly, I feel like if we're giving Will a chance, we're gonna give Chris a chance. And I feel like they both deserve a second chance. I'm not. People are people.
What he is saying? Chris Brown does stupid stuff.
I do stupid stuff every day.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, am I hitting people? No, but we're on two different.
But you ain't drunk on nobody.
I feel like it's the money that's canceling people.
But
look, let's say this though, Sherelle, real fast. I mean, because people are gonna say this, right? Should he get a second chance? But they'll say, "Oh well." But look at all the things he do. If you want to prosecute him of all the things he do, won't you just start with one? If he break the law, get him arrested. If he do something to you, press charges, right? So I'm saying, like, we all do stupid shit. And yeah,
well, okay,
they do bring a lot of things on them, But is it a life sentence worthy?
I feel like we have the personal opinion that we have, but that's all we're really entitled to. If the victim of that person is over it, then we don't have the right to try to control the narrative. We have our own personal opinion, but we don't have a right to try to cancel them when the real victims are over it. The real victims are coming out.
Thank you, Brand.
That's
Angel. What about that? Listen, if you're a victim of DV, isn't it you've met this? Have you met this kind of person that she'll call you in the middle of the night and say he jumped on me and come get me, and before you get home, she's back at his house?
Girl, have you been tapping my line on the phone or something? I'm going to this now.
I was like, Dad, she's preaching to the choir.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like Chris Brown should be forgiven. I think that at one point you do things when you were a kid, but give him that space and opportunity to become a man. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like allow him to be that, and allow for him to have learned from his mistakes. And we can expect for him to have learned from those mistakes if we haven't given him the chance to grow from it. Because we all have marks in our past, like the other young lady said. Oh, and to Buzz, can I say one quick thing? I think that you're the perfect person to be a blogger. Because, I mean, we need more of your point of view. And that's the whole point of blogging, is your point of view. So, yes, you got what it takes to be in this industry. So don't doubt yourself.
Oh, thank you. When
that was really.
No, seriously, when I used to have my channel, people used to say that all the time. But then, when you see everybody else blowing up and they have all this editing magic, and I'm just sitting on my couch, I was just like, okay, I'm done.
No, it
hurts.
No, that's you being your authentic self and being real. So don't let that, hinder you or, dampen your shine. That's you being real. Don't do that. No, keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, thank you guys.
That was really supportive and really sweet, Angel.
Y'all don't know. I needed to hear that. My second job, I think I just got suspended for my second job, so I might have to go back to YouTube.
And plus, you were honest. You said you don't like Tommy. You'll fit right in.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I never thought he was a liar. I just thought that he was a clout chaser and was using personal things and using it to destroy her. And then I also think he was exaggerating a few things, but hey, that's a part of what gets people to listen to you and stuff like that. So, I mean, we can see that anyway with his YouTube channel. Everything had her name in the title, and he wouldn't even talk about her. Like, what did he do?
Don't do that.
Okay.
Naughty.
And that was so annoying.
Naughty.
I mean, sitting in a Dodge Caravan talking about nothing.
Let me ask you this, Naughty. When the women go back to the men that put their hands on them, are they doing themselves a disservice for them and other women that suffer from the same thing?
I mean, they are doing themselves a disservice, but when a person is ready to leave, that's when it becomes a factor, right? I had this exact situation in my family. My aunt was a terrible, terrible alcoholic. And every time she would get into it with her boyfriend, she would call my dad to come save her. And within the next 5 minutes, she's right back with them. And finally, my dad had to put his foot down and say, stop calling me. Stop calling me. They are doing themselves a disservice, but they have to be ready to leave. That's ultimately. And I feel like Chris Brown deserves grace at this point. He's maturing. He's been a better man since he has become a father. And he is all about those children. Even if you look at his Drink Champs interview, he was like, look, that's why I don't be bothered with social media. All you see him is posting his art, his work. And I feel like if Rihanna can forgive him, the world should forgive him at this point.
But why are we talking about this later? Didn't they know when they invited him to the damn awards? They knew his past.
And that's exactly why I think he should have kept on performing, because Terrell, you're absolutely right. As much as I agree with Bia, I think that was Bia who said he's been doing it. That is absolutely true. Everybody keeps saying, well, Rihanna forgave him, but it was incidents after Rihanna. But, and however, people at the people who was running that show, producers, directors, all that, creative directors, they all knew that, and they still invited him. So why invite him and then rescind the invitation? That's whack. I agree with Sherelle on that. You don't do that. No matter what he did, you knew that beforehand.
Exactly.
I think they did that as a PR stunt because let's face it, nobody was really gonna. I don't think anybody really watches the Soul Train Awards that much.
It was the American Music Awards.
Yeah, it was American.
Well,
Wasn't
they're all
even
the
our
same. they all the same in my opinion. And really, to be honest with you, they could have let him perform because I'm sorry, I'm gonna give Chris Brown credit where credit is due. The man is talented.
Yep.
Yeah.
He is talented, and that would have been a fire
performance that we already seen before. He did it in 2010 on the BET Awards. Anyway, Selena, sound off really quickly.
They need to let my damn man live. Like, they holding something against him that happened like in 2009 or 2010, like whatever it was or whatever. Like, my man has grown since that time period. And like, he's changed and he's trying to change. You do not be hearing him be in no type of stuff no more because he been through all that already. When he did that tribute with Michael Jackson and he broke down, that was a time that he was going. That was a time he was going through the whole mess when Oprah and them tried to cancel him, saying that they took his songs off the radio. He was going through that nonsense. He was going
they do all of that for R. Kelly. They kept him open.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's just like it's time to get past it. The boy had to grow up in front of the world. He had to go through adolescence in front of the world.
He did.
With so many pressures.
Exactly.
Like
I feel like at this point, he's been crucified more than half of his life at this point.
Exactly. And so that's why they need to let my son live. And then who else was going to do that Michael Jackson tribute?
Nobody.
Neo? Who the hell was going to do
Neo
it?
cheating behind.
Nobody was going to do that tribute like how he was going to do that tribute. So they
why you gotta bring Neo into this?
Because like who else was going to do the tribute? Who was going to do the tribute? Nobody.
I watch Neo.
I like Neo too, but he not going to do it like Chris did.
I like Neo with the hat on.
Yeah, with the hat on.
Wait, hold on, everybody's talking. Hold on, wait.
Yeah, he looked better. He looked better with the hat on. His head is huge in person. I told you I met him before in person. But still, nobody was going to do that tribute. Like how he was going to do that tribute. They was canceling him off the awards. Like none of the awards wanted him on. So I feel like all that stuff what they were saying, it was just they wanted to get people to watch it because they know nobody was going to watch that awards because the awards do not be. Beyonce don't even be showing up to the awards. So it's like, why was we going to watch that? Nobody was going to watch it, and they knew.
I think the best snub is when you get an award and you get nominated, you get the award, and you're actually not doing.
And then it's crazy because they canceled him, but then like he still won. What type of mess is that?
They show all his accolades.
What type of mess is that? Like they full of it. The AMAs is full of it. That's why his Instagram when he was doing the rehearsal, that's why it got more views than the bummy little AMA awards because it was trash.
I heard that.
Garbage.
I heard that.
And no harm or disrespect, but I mean, you know, I'll take Oprah seriously when she comes out the closet. Okay.
Okay. No one respond to that.
Oprah, she already there. Stedman, he just a picture. That's it. He just a picture.
He's like
sound off really quickly.
He's like Jamal to Giselle. He lives in the phone.
I can't.
Hey, that's crazy. You know, one thing about Chris Brown that I'm sure some people know or don't know, that he's a very smart businessman. Do y'all know he owns over 45 I think it's Burger Kings. Wow. And yeah, he has a lot of businesses. And you know, it's sad to say there's been other performers out there that's had things worse than R. Kelly, been worse than Chris Brown, but the MA still let them perform. You haven't heard none of the other cultures get canceled, but our culture.
Yeah.
The culture that has gotten canceled.
The only person I knew who got canceled somewhat was, what was his name? He did the Passion of the Christ. What was that?
Oh,
Mel
I know he's
Gibson.
Mel Gibson, but
Mel Gibson.
he's a Jewish and he still has ties in the
I
Hollywood.
know, but he's just now starting to get work again. But they definitely canceled. They canceled him. Oh my goodness! When that came out,
I gotta wrap this up because I gotta come back to do Potomac. Sin, your final thoughts on Will Smith, and are you gonna go see the movie?
I'll go see the movie. I will support him because he has apologized, moved on. You know, you can't keep apologizing and not let the man is too talented for him not to support him.
They need to leave Will Smith alone. Just cancel.
Are you going to see
Jada.
the movie?
Take Jada, leave Smith, leave Will alone.
Cancel Jada. Yeah, cancel her.
Pia, are you going to see it? Because I know you feel like he should, be more serious about it.
I still watch Will Smith movies. I mean, it doesn't bother me. Like the person said, he didn't slap the hell out of me, so I'm fine.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it. Take care.
All right.
Bye.
All right, thanks, ladies.
Unfortunately, we got to do another video. Oh God, yeah. I'm tired today. It's crazy. Will Smith, go see the movie. It's true. We can't erase history. It is what it is. It is what it is. Final thoughts, Perry?
Look, go and see the damn movie. Now, if Will robbed your house, you don't invite him over for Thanksgiving. But Will Smith didn't do a damn thing to you.
All right, you guys, we're going to wrap this up because we got to come back to do Potomac. If I didn't get to your call backstage, I do apologize. I'm simply out of time. I want to thank everyone for your super chats. You don't have to support the channel, and you do, so I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Please make sure you click that like button on your way out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Will Smith, Wendy Williams, Chris Brown. We had a lot to talk about today. All right, Perry, on 3, let's say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.